Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. So here we have a unique aquatic fragrance for the summer months. The brand is called Broken Anatomy Perfumes. The fragrance itself is called Brain Dance. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this fragrance from 2020, so make sure to stay tuned. Before I begin my review and I give you my thoughts of Brain Dance by Broken Anatomy Perfumes, and I tell you all about this fragrance, the notes, the performance, the longevity, comparisons, so on and so forth, I do want to start things off by mentioning that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to hit that bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. Now, the perfumer for this is Ryan Handis. This came out in 2020, and this is Arizona's first creative perfume house. And the motto is creative perfumes for, or artisanal perfumes for the broken in all of us. So the brand is called Broken Anatomy Perfumes. And this presentation is really unique with the bronze sort of plaque on the front and the brain cap. And it's all about activation of the cranial nerves. I'm going to leave the official website down below if you would like to read into it yourself. But here is a really unique aquatic fragrance, but it doesn't have salt per se. It does have ambroxan and it does have aldehydes. So those two ingredients definitely contribute to that bright, fizzy, salty, oceanic vibe that you get from this fragrance. You also have oak moss, cardamom, geranium, anise. There's a lot of ingredients in here. I'm very excited to give you my thoughts on the smell. Let's start things off with the presentation. Now, right in the opening of this scent, you are going to get a mild touch of anise. And anise, if you're not familiar, kind of smells like licorice. And licorice kind of has like this peculiarly quirky, sweet aroma, a little bit on the spicy side of things. And I'm sure that the cardamom probably contributes to that as well. But there is like a clean aquatic vibe in this fragrance, which I think is an element that is going to be found enjoyable by a lot of people, especially right around this time of the year. You want something fresh and salty, ozonic, aquatic, so on and so forth. So I do think that this fragrance possesses a lot of those elements, but it also has that touch of spice in here with an ever so mild hint of sweetness that I think adds a really nice quirky characteristic to the fragrance. Now, I know there's also geranium in here, and geranium from my experience can be a little bit on the rosy side of things, can also be a little bit on the minty side of things. I mean, literally speaking, it is a floral ingredient, but it's not as rosy as like a true rose, so to speak. And it's also not as bright and mentholated as like a spearmint, peppermint, or even eucalyptus, right? So it kind of has this balance of floral, rosy, and minty, and that kind of intermingles with some of the brighter ingredients in here, namely the aldehydes, which you're going to find in the top because they are quite effervescent. And then you're also going to pick up on a little bit of oak moss and ambroxan as the fragrance starts to dry down. Now, the oak moss is very mild as far as my nose can perceive. It's not an ultra heavy ingredient in this fragrance. So of course, if you're expecting it to be something like an 80s powerhouse or like a late 70s polo green, that's not what you're going to get from this one. Definitely on the lighter, fresher, brighter, aquatic side of things, and even bordering on the territory of salt a little bit. So I know there's a lot of salty fragrances out there. I'm actually getting ready to compile a list of my favorite salty fragrances, and this actually does have a touch of salt in it. So I don't know if there are some other aroma chemicals in here contributing to that salty accord, but the overall vibe is really, really nice. Very well done, and I really do appreciate the versatility of this fragrance. If you're into some of the more authentic oceanic fragrances, I think you'll find something really nice for this one. So with the way that it smells, I do think that it's a great casual fragrance. I do think that it's a great fragrance for the price point. I think it's a great fragrance if you're looking for something that doesn't smell like what everybody else is wearing, because it does possess a certain level of uniqueness. And also, like, if you're vacationing in the summertime and you're looking for something that really fits that summer mood or that theme, I think you'll find something really special with Brain Dance. And I was also sent samples of some of the other fragrances in the collection, and I can say that there's a lot of really interesting compositions happening over at the brand. So who knows, maybe in the future I'll end up reviewing another fragrance by Broken Anatomy Perfumes, but I've seen a number of reviews online and they seem to all be generally favorable. So congratulations, Ryan. Keep up the great work. If you end up watching this video, I do think that Brain Dance is a great fragrance. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I do find this fragrance to be unique. There's a lot of salty, oceanic types of fragrances on the market. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to do a video on such fragrances very soon, but this does embody and it does possess a certain level of uniqueness with all of the spices, the geranium, the cardamom, the anise, and the oak moss in the base. I think it's a really nice, unique combination of notes. Very well done in terms of the uniqueness. It does border a little bit on the salty side of things, so just keep that in mind when you are sampling this fragrance. It's not going to smell like seaweed or anything like that. It's not like that explicitly heavy salty sensation, but it does come with the territory, so to speak. Longevity was about 8 hours on my skin. The projection for this one was great for the first hour of application. It did radiate a little bit beyond an arm's length. Right around hour 4, it started to be like an elbow's length scent. And then right around hours 8 or 9, it did start to sit very close to the skin. So I would say 10 hours longevity is pretty much what you can expect from this one. Versatility on this fragrance, I would wear this one casually. In my opinion, perfectly unisex. I think anybody of any age would really appreciate this one. And I think this one is great for casual scenarios. So basically, maybe not wearing it to the office. I wouldn't wear it formally, so to speak. There are some other fragrances from the brand that I would wear formally, but I think this one is a great casual fragrance. And in terms of the presentation, I think the presentation is really cool. Never seen anything like this before in the fragrance industry. My final verdict is, if you're looking for a casual fragrance that will make you stand out, something that's on the fresh, summery side of things, a little bit salty as well, I would definitely check out Brain Dance by Broken Anatomy Perfumes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to hit that bell icon so you can be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you learned something today. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.